Hey guys, on this video we are going to take a quick tutorial on a workflow for creating an HTML email. With this workflow we are going to create emails by using patterns or code blocks that will build the whole HTML email. We borrowed these code blocks from Cerberus, which I custom fitted it to add some of our favorite stylings like the padding on the sides, the line height, the spacing, margin spacing below the paragraphs, those ones that are not including the Cerberus. I also created some snippet for us so we can seamlessly work with all these code blocks. You need to know that the Cerberus framework is already a small collection of patterns. These are meant to be edited and adapted and built upon. So they are all compartmentalized, annotated, in an effort to explain what's happening on with the code. So when you're editing it, you know which one to add, you know which one to edit or even remove. Cerberus has already been tested with all popular email clients out there. So let's set up your environment in starting working HTML emails. First, let's use a text editor. With this project, I particularly used Atom text editor. I know I've suggested Sublime, but with this one, there's a package that I want you to use while creating HTML emails. So just download that one and install it on your system. So after you have installed Atom, let's install the package called Atom HTML Preview. So go to File, click on Settings, go to Install. Okay, so let's search for the Atom HTML Preview. Hit on Enter. Okay, you see here that the Atom HTML Preview is already installed on my system. Just click on the Install button somewhere here, just like this, and that's it. You have already installed that one on with your Atom. Okay, next is to install the snippets that we are going to use for the HTML email. Just go to the GitHub for our boilerplate. Go to the snippets folder, and there's a file called atom.cson. Open that one and copy the content. Just copy that one. Okay, so go back to Atom, go to File, and then look for snippets. Okay, you see that the snippets are already there. But what you have to do is just copy paste what you have copied from the GitHub page in there. So that's it. You have set up your environment to work with HTML email. Okay, let's start by exporting the image assets we need for the project. On the Photoshop file, we already have a sample layout that we're going to work with. To begin with, let's make sure that the Generate Image Assets is already activated. We can do that one by checking on File or Generate, and make sure there's a check icon before the word Image Assets. So what this do is it generates an image asset accordingly to a layer with a file name on it. The accepted image asset file name like the .jpeg, .png, and .gif. Okay, so looking at the layout, we can see that there are some images like this hero, these two icons, and the logo below here. Okay, so there's still no assets here, so let's start with the hero. Let's export that one. So on the hero section, these are the layers. We're going to group all of this one, assuming all of these ones are going to be one image. So I'll select this text, the transparency over here, the image itself, and the color, the mask layer. Group that one, and I'm going to rename that one hero.jpg. as the file name. Okay, after I've done that one, the image assets, yep, here you go. An asset is already created there called hero. It's already saved accordingly to the dimension that we needed and compression. Okay, that's how you export the hero. Okay, next let's export these two icons. That's the advertising and the teamwork. So just we put the icon inside a folder, so just in case there will be some changes on that one. Well, like adding, for example, if the client says let's add a color, or please add a bird logo here for Twitter, you can just put that one inside this group. So I'm going to rename that folder to advertising.png. .png because this one looks like it's going to be needing the transparency. Okay, and then same with the other one. Let's put that one inside a folder and call it teamwork.png. Okay, let's check on our image assets. Okay, it does its job. It's already exported there. Even the transparency exported. Size looks okay. Okay. Then last but not the least, the logo on the footer branding. So because it's a logo and there's no major changes, I'm gonna name that layer just to logo.png. And there you go. The asset is already saved on the sample assets folder. So that's it. That's how you export image assets from Photoshop. Okay, let's begin by downloading the boilerplate from the GitHub site. Click on the green eye button here and download zip. Extract that one and open it on Atom by opening the folder. Select that folder. Yep, I have it here. And I've already imported the image assets from Photoshop to a folder called IMG. Look for the index.html and open it. So basically we already have the starting codes here, the head and some of the body, the CSS styles there, some text on the footer for the colophon. You don't necessarily need to change anything from the CSS style. Okay. Okay, let's preview that one. Click on the package and look for preview HTML to enable preview, and a window pane on the side will show the preview. So that's that. Okay, so on the layout we have here the header, the hero. Okay, so we've already installed the snippet. That will be easy. We do that one by typing email. Okay, there's the snippets already on a download, on a drop down. We'll just look for email hero and hit enter. There will be some block of codes there showing the necessary file, so you don't need to copy paste that one. Just type the snippet for it. All you need to do is replace the src with the necessary file, image file here. So we can do that one by looking at the image folder. Look for the hero.jpg. Right click on that one. Let's copy project path. This will work if you're working on the local, but if you have already downloaded these image assets on the FTP server, you need to paste here the full URL. Okay, so we've already added the hero. Okay, let's add this second section, the welcome message. This is one column Okay, so let's go back to Atom. Create a new line. Look for the snippet called email column 1. Okay, we have it here, and the cursor is already straight to the area where you're going to add the paragraph. So let's add there. Let's look for the snippet again called paragraph. Okay, and replace that content to hello there, the salutation. Then next we'll have to copy the body. Let's say look for the snippet again for paragraph. Change this content to the welcome message. So that's adding the first column, the header and the hero and the content. Okay, so now let's add this next section. It's a 2-column section with an image and a title with a button link. Okay, let's start by going to Atom. Okay, let's look for the snippet called column 2. So you see there's the codes are already generated there for you. That's how the snippet works. There's 2 columns. This is the first section, first column, and this is the second column. Let's look on preview. You already have a placeholder text image there and text over here. So let's replace the images. You go to the image folder, IMG folder. Okay, that's the first image. I'll copy the path for that one, replace it here, and then I'll have to check for the size of this one by looking here below. This one's 120 by 120. I'm going to input that one on the attributes width and height. Yeah, it does it. You see this one's narrow, so it's already doing its job as in responsive. Okay, the next image, I'll copy the path again. Copy project path. I think I'll check the size already here, 120 by 120, so they're the same. Paste the path there, 120 by 120. So basically that's how you change images, add images on the layout. Okay, now I'm going to add the title text here. So on the first column, I'm going to look for the text part here, over here. Yep. Okay, I'll just copy the title, whatever it means. That one, hail. Okay, I'll look for the snippet again called paragraph, and then replace the content with the Hella Art Party 4 logo. Okay, I'll do that one for the second column. I'll just copy the title here, look for the text on the second column, look for, use the snippet called paragraph, replace the content here with the title. Okay. Next, I'll just replace the content. Just copy that one. Go back to paragraph. I'll omit this one. Add the snippet called paragraph, email, paragraph. Replace this one with the content. Okay. I'll copy this content on the second column. Replace this one, use the snippet called paragraph, and then replace this content annotation with the content. Okay, check on it. Yep, we have it there. Now it's time to add the buttons. Just below the content text, I'm going to use the snippet called button. I have 3 buttons here. The default, which aligns to the left, a button block that gets the whole width of the column, and then a bottom center, which we're going to use because we need the button to be on the center. Yes, exactly. I'm just copy paste that one and put it just after the content of the second column. Okay, I'll just make it wide to see it. Yes, does its job. Cool. And then next is I have to add the footer branding. So instead of using image, I think I can make it this one into 2 columns, one for the logo and then second for the build me URL. Okay, so go to the end of this section, that section, and okay, and then I'll just use again the snippet for column 2. Okay, I'm gonna rename this section into footer branding. Okay, this one's cool. This one's cool for you to do. So you'll know which part on the codes are the sections. This one's it will really help if you have the very lengthy HTML at the end of the project, and then you need to edit a particular section. So just probably searching what you need, like footer branding, then it will lead you to that section. Okay, by looking on the generated snippet, you can see there's the images and the text, and because there's the logo and the URL there, I'm gonna keep this image on the first column, remove this content, and then on the second column remove this image, and then keep this content. Yep, okay, I'll do that. Let's do that. This is the first column, remove the content. On the second column, remove the row for the image. You have to take in mind to remember to remove the whole, this part, yeah, the TR, that everything that's wrapping the image. If you just remove the image here, the content is still there, so doesn't do anything. So remove the whole row part inside the table. Okay, so I'm gonna replace this one with the logo image. I'm gonna copy the project path there, replace it on the SRC of the image tag. Okay, I forgot to check on the size. It's 115 by 30. I'm gonna change that one to 115 and okay, 30. Okay, on the second column I'll just remove that one, and then I'm going to use the snippet called link, www.buildme. I'm going to copy that one and place it on the href. Yes. Okay, let's see. So we still don't have any styling. So let's just go ahead and style this one. So this has bold and green branding color, same with the titles here, and then for the buttons and the background brand color here. I'm just gonna get the color here. Okay, I'm just gonna paste it here for pasting purposes. Okay, so let's go to this part, the hello there. Now, because we have this annotations here, it's easy to find where the first column is with the text here. So it's called one column text. And now I can find the sections where I need hello there. And on the p tag that's wrapping it, I'm gonna change the font weight to bold, and then add the color, branding. Okay, yep, that's there. I'll do that one on this too, section buttons. So this one's on the 2-column part. On the first column again. Yeah, that's the beauty of having these annotations. It's easy to find. Okay, so that's the title for that one. I'm gonna change the style here to bold and then add the color, branding color. Yep. Copy that one. Look for the same on the second column. That's the beginning of the second column. Yeah, that's the image, and then this is the title part. So I'll just delete that one and then paste the one I copied from the other column. Yes. Okay. Next, I'm going to change the color of the buttons. We'll look for that button section in the first column. Yep, because it's easy to find. We have the annotations. We're going to change it by changing the color background of the TD that's wrapping on the A tag with this one. I'm gonna copy that one. I just omitted. Okay. First on that one doesn't do anything, but probably on the other email clients. I'm gonna change the style on the A tag, the background, and then on the border. Yep, it does it. I'll do that one on the second button also. Change the, yep, that's the button. Change on the background for the TD, change the background of the A tag, and then change the border color of the A tag. Yeah. Okay, now on the footer branding. Footer branding. Look for the wrapping TD and look for the BG color attribute. I'll replace the white hex code with the brand color. Yes. Now time to style the two objects here, the logo, which is supposed to be flashed left, and the URL supposed to be flashed right. On the TD that's wrapping on the logo, there's a text align style there that is set to row center. I'm gonna change that one to left, the other left. Yes. Okay. Then I'll do the other one on the second column. Look for the wrapping TD. Look for text align style. And I'll change that one to the other right. Okay, it does that. And then now it's time for me to style the link. So that one's, so the wrapping A on the style attribute, I'm gonna change that one to a white, which is 3 Fs. That one's a normal weight font, but a tad bigger font. So I'm just gonna add 16px, font size 16px to that one. Okay, so that's that. That's how you create your HTML email by using snippets from Cerberus. Okay, so here are some notes when creating an HTML email. First, you need to be organized. This one doesn't only apply to creating HTML email, it applies to all coding. Generally, we use indentation on to organize our codes. So why do we indent your codes? Because we want them to be able to bug or edit if something's wrong. For example, you know which one, if this one is on the same indent line with the its closing tag, you'll know that this one's a pair, and then all one indent more inside it means that this one is inside this HTML tag. That's basically using indentation in there. If you want to know the rules, you can check this link. I'm going to add that one on later. Second note is the limitations of HTML email. There are kind of lots. One particularly is that it's not used to use JavaScript, iframes, Flash, embedded audio, embedded video, forms, and div is not also supported. We use tables inside the HTML email. You can use, but with caution. But I really suggest we don't use it at all. The background images, custom web fonts like the fonts that found on Typekit and Google Fonts. Wide layouts, yes, 600. We were already. We should be using 600px. Image maps and embedded CSS. That's why we have all the CSS inline. Okay, next for notes is using images. Like on the previous task, we have a lots of problem using oversized images. Advise you to use image exactly as how it is shown on the screen. So if it is a 600px image like the hero, don't need to save the image as 1200px and let the email client do the resizing. The reason for that is Outlook. Outlook is not doing that one. It forces, and then what it does is it forces out of the content, and everything on the table follows it, making the layout out of place. Everything's seems like there's a big white space. So yeah, and that's why I added image assets on this lecture, because it saves how you have done on your layout on Photoshop. Okay, so that's that. If you have any more questions regarding HTML email, let me know. Thank you.